Coach, so far in this tournament, Indian batters, they have a batting average of 20, which is lowest among all the teams that is qualified for the Super 8s. India have also have 11 ducks. Indian batters have scored 11 ducks, which is again one of the most. And now, so do you think what has went wrong for the team as a batting coach? If you can little bit explain, like, is it the adaptability factor? Is it the execution factor? And how are you planning to change this? Now the tournament has become a virtual knockout for the India team. Thank you.
See, all the bilaterals and all, betting was really clicking well. I think in this World Cup also, the last game was little concern because then in like year and a half, roughly, a couple of times only we got less than 150. So I'm not really looking at individual how many times somebody failed or how, because then we start putting a pressure on the way they bet. But last game also, I think we should take it in a stride that it was the worst game we played in 2 years. So we should just, honestly, I feel we should just don't think about it too much and move ahead. World Cup, especially our openers have not clicked as good as we want. Ishan obviously played a brilliant against Pakistan, but Abhishek had a little rough patch, 2-3 games. It's fine. I mean, I personally wouldn't stress too much on it. I would rather look ahead. Obviously, we are preparing, we are talking, and we are planning what oppositions are trying to bowl at them. They'll bowl off spinner. The pacers are bowling outside the off stump. All that, obviously, you would also know that it's not difficult to make out that. So not really so concerned about anything, to be very honest.
Coach, following up, Indian batters have struggled on slower side of pitches, black soil pitches. यहाँ pitch ने आपके देखा होगा, कैसे लग रहा है? Your thoughts on the pitch and what do you expect?
First thing, I don't think we struggle on black soil. Slower pitches in T20, if it becomes very slow, then anybody struggles. But I don't even think wicket's been that slow. So that is one thing. Here also, wicket high scoring, it looks right. Sometimes if you lose 3 wickets in 1 over, or if you get a low score, that time I don't think we should be even blaming wickets, or that's wrong now. Because I think we have to just try and stay positive, play better cricket, and I think it's apart from the last game, I think we have done reasonably well. There is not so much of concern before that.
Since the first win game tomorrow, several former players have been saying that a team should show a little bit of temperament. I mean, have a feel of a soft faith, and then slowly, I guess, and then start trying to score on 6s and 4s. So how is that you're working on the temperament?
In T20, if you worry too much about temperament and not playing your shots freely, there will be other.
Start playing the 6 for first ball. Sometimes you lose wickets quick to it's a power play.
So for that, honestly, if you lose couple of wickets, you have to try and see that you see a few balls and play normal cricket for next 6 to 8 balls. If you worry from ball 1 that you want to try and be careful and not utilize the power play and all, I think most of the time any team does that, end up scoring below par runs. So it is more about planning when you want to adapt the condition and the situation, and then how you want to execute, rather than thinking negative from over 1.
कोच अहमदाबाद में सूर्य ने कहा था कि जो अभिषेक की चिंता करते हैं, सूर्य उनकी चिंता कर रहे हैं. क्या आपको लगता है कि साउथ अफ्रीका से जो हार मिली है उसके बाद एक्चुअली टीम को चिंता हो रही है, स्पेशली बैटर्स की, क्योंकि अब आपके दोनों मस्ट विन गेम्स हैं, हमारा जो रन रेट है वो बहुत ही ख़राब है, और ऐसी सिचुएशन में जब हम होस्ट टीम भी हैं, नेशन भी हैं, टीम अब थोड़ी सी स्ट्रगल कर रही है, स्पेशली बैटिंग. आपको लगता है बैटर्स हमारे एक्सपोज हो चुके हैं, अब सामने वाली टीम बहुत ज़्यादा होमवर्क करके आ रही है, स्पेशली अगेंस्ट द बैटर्स, स्पिन के खिलाफ हर तरीके से, क्या आपको लगता है?
नहीं, आई डोंट थिंक ऐसा कुछ है, क्योंकि जब कोई भी टीम, हम जो लास्ट मैच एक ही मैच तो हारे, बट वो उनके लिए मैच अच्छा गया, एंड ऑब्वियसली वी डिडंट बैट दैट वेल. सो ये सारा चीज़ें दिमाग में आती है. अभिषेक 3 इनिंग आउट हुआ, थोड़ा हेल्थ खराब था, एंड देन आफ्टर दैट उसका इतना मोमेंटम नहीं आया, बट लास्ट गेम अगेन ही लुक गुड. और ओवर थिंकिंग अबाउट वन इंडिविजुअल personally I never like, because हम 8 बैट्समैन 8 दो ऑलराउंडर और 6 बैट्समैन से खेल रहे हैं. अगर हम एक ही आदमी पे इतना फोकस करेंगे तो ऑब्वियसली विदाउट सेइंग दैट पर्सन ऑल्सो विल बी अंडर प्रेशर. सो वो जब 100 80s 70s 30 बॉल में 90 40 50 बॉल में 100 कर रहा था, दैट टाइम तो नोबडी वाज डिस्कसिंग दैट. सो आवर जॉब इज टू कीप हिम इन अ गुड frame of mind, and once he start hitting the ball again, you'll see the same Abhishek again, there is no doubt. Now in this game nobody can give guarantee कि next match में तो वो कर ही देगा, but I think he's not far.
So hi, just wanted to ask you, Ryan in the press conference had said after the match against South Africa that Sanju would be a point of discussion for the next few days. So I just wanted to know if there have been any conversations to that regard, and are we expected to see any changes with regard to Sanju and Akshar?
There can be changes, yes, and obviously it goes without saying that we discuss, because there are 2 lefty opening, number 3 is left-handed, and opposition's bowling off spinner. I personally don't think that there is any problem there also, but because we lost 3 games, we lost wicket in first over, obviously any team would think. So we are thinking, and we'll see how it, because we never decide the team too early, and obviously it's not fair to start telling your plannings also in so advance. But yes, there definitely there will be thoughts.
Hello. Are you surprised with the emergence power of West Indies and Zimbabwe in this tournament? Did you expect it before the tournament, or suddenly you realize that the 2 giants are coming up?
West Indies, we all know that their batting and particularly that raw power is their strength. So obviously we have to prepare accordingly. Zimbabwe, when they came unbeaten, yes, that was surprise not for us, for everyone. They beat Australia, the way they played, they beat Sri Lanka, so they also playing good cricket, so that's fine. But I mean, if you, in hindsight, if you ask me, if Zimbabwe wouldn't have won against Australia, we would have been playing Australia here, so that is fine. I don't think we need to worry about who we play. I think we need to more worry about how we play. So that's how I look at it.
True. Going by the nets yesterday, we saw Abhishek Sharma bowl first up, and Sanju Samson was batting with the other openers in number 3 and 4. Is it an indication that Sanju will play tomorrow? And second, what is the update on Rinku? Will he join back, or is there going to be a replacement, or what is the update on that?
So one thing that normally in every net, Abhishek doesn't bat to start with. Okay, he always bat in a second or a third pair. So that's one thing. Sanju's batting, Sanju would normally always bat if we have that space, because Abhishek doesn't bat, and Sanju is a third opener and a wicket keeper, so he bats anyway. Sometimes he wants to do some drills and he goes behind and do things. That time he doesn't. So that's not an indication. Yes, definitely there will be thought about playing him, there is no doubt. But nets doesn't give any indications, I don't think. So I don't think that is. But yes, there will be. And Rinku, his father wasn't well, so he went back, and I think he's coming back today evening. So hopefully he'll be back today evening.
अभी आपने कहा कि अभिषेक के बारे में आप इतना नहीं सोच रहे हैं, वो जल्दी आउट हो रहा है, बट एज अ मैनेजमेंट, एज अ कोचिंग ग्रुप, जब आप एक ऐसा प्लेयर देखते हैं तिलक के अंदर जो 20-22 बॉल तो खेल रहा है बट उतना मोमेंटम नहीं दे पा रहा मिडिल ओवर्स में, तो क्या वो ज़्यादा चिंता का विषय है रादर देन अ बैटर जो दूसरी तीसरी बॉल पे आउट हो रहा है? तो आप कैसे एड्रेस करते हो? क्योंकि कल हमने देखा नेट्स में 4-4.5 घंटे जब आप लोग थे, बहुत डिस्कशंस होती रही, गौती भाई और तिलक के बीच में काफ़ी एनिमेटेड डिस्कशंस हुआ, फिर आप भी लगातार बात कर रहे थे, तो ऐसे प्लेयर को आप कैसे फिर आगे खींचते हैं कि जो रन बॉल पे चल रहा है, आउट भी नहीं हो रहा, तो क्या वो ज़्यादा दिक्कत दे रहा है टीम को?
नहीं, I honestly don't think so. Honestly, that is not just to say, but तिलक का ऐसा कोई भी इश्यूज नहीं है, क्योंकि पाकिस्तान गेम में भी जो हमारा टारगेट था, अर्लियर भी मैंने बोला 175 ऑन दैट विकेट वाज गुड इनफ. ईशान ने अच्छा स्टार्ट दिया और जो प्लानिंग था वो हिसाब से ही हम चले, क्योंकि सेम चीज़ आप वो वहाँ पे तो एक्चुअली बॉल स्पिन कर रहा था, एंड व्हाट आफ्टर दैट स्टार्ट एनी टीम वुडंट वांट इज एक साथ 3-4 विकेट जाए. सो तिलक ऑल्सो, एंड अगेन it is matter of two boundaries here. Sometimes a batsman doesn't get those balls. अगर वही वो 30 बॉल में या 32 बॉल में 34, 35 पे है या 26 बॉल में 28 पे है, अगर एक बाउंड्री, दो बाउंड्री और एक छक्का मिला तो वो 38 पे होगा. सो आई डोंट थिंक रन अ बॉल का या ऐसा कोई क्वेश्चन है, नाइदर उसको कुछ भी ऐसा इंस्ट्रक्शन है, नाइदर वो खुद भी ऐसा सोच रहा है. Sometimes depending on wickets and depending on situation, I think there was more about partnerships in that game in Colombo, and I think we achieved that. Yes, अगर हार्दिक क्लिक होता जो फर्स्ट बॉल आउट हुआ तो we were hoping 190 तक, and we knew that that was above par score, and everyone knows that. So ऐसा कोई भी तिलक का या इवन अभिषेक का या ये एक मैच हारने का भी ऐसा टेंशन नहीं है, क्योंकि अगर 2 साल में एक बार, that is the lowest we have scored in 2 years probably. अगर एक मैच कोई भी टीम ऐसे हार ही सकता है, उतना ज़्यादा एनालाइज करने का मेरे को नहीं लगता है, जबकि तुम 1.5-2 साल में 150 के नीचे हमारा बैटिंग लाइनअप once or twice स्कोर किया है. सो इट इज़ फाइन. आई यू रादर लुक एट पॉजिटिव्स देन ट्राइंग टू फाइंड नेगेटिव्स. एंड तिलक का तो कोई क्वेश्चन ही नहीं है. ऐसा कुछ पर्सनली एज अ बैटिंग कोच मैं सोच रहा हूँ, या आई डोंट थिंक एनीवन इज थिंकिंग दैट. इट्स एब्सोल्युटली फाइन. आई थिंक नेक्स्ट 2 गेम हम बोलेंगे मस्ट विन है. अभी टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट हमारे लिए यहाँ से सब मैच मस्ट विन है, और वर्ल्ड कप में वो सिचुएशन तो कोई हर एक टीम का है. आई मीन इट्स नॉट दैट इट इज़ मस्ट विन फॉर अस ओनली, बट बिकॉज वी लास्ट गेम हमारा इतना अच्छा नहीं गया, इट्स एब्सोल्युटली फाइन. इफ यू वांट टू गो एंड विन द वर्ल्ड कप, you expect to beat all the side you play, whether it's Australia, whether it's Zimbabwe, whether it's West Indies, or whoever it comes. So I don't think that kind of a worry or panic or anything at all. The discussions, to be very honest, if I tell you, it's more about tacticals. Lot of tactical discussion goes on, ki the guys are bowling here, this is how we are approaching, this is how you are approaching, what other options you have for any batsman, not for Tilak. For Abhishek also, if you would have seen yesterday, it was same thing we talked. So that those things are more planning, what a batsman can prepare and how much he actually wants to do that. Because end of the day, it is batsman's thing to decide what he likes, what he wants to do. But to give different ideas is obviously our job. So we do, or Gautam talks to everyone. It's more, lot he talks about the different things. And one thing you also know that when players are playing now, observing from outside is easy. We know what bowlers are doing. We know what batsmen can do differently. So all that we note and we talk to them. And those discussion we prefer during the practice, rather than just making like a conversation sitting somewhere and all. It's while they're batting, discussing is a good thing.
Sure. Coach, as you rightly pointed out that the South Africa defeat was a rare blip in the team. In the last 2 years, if I'm not wrong, that was the 8th defeat in 42 matches.
Yeah.
Now, obviously the team is doing a lot of things right in the last 2 years. Now, with such a defeat and with little concerns with the batting, how hard or easy it is for the management to change something that is working so well for 2 years and suddenly you're forced to change? So do you change? Do you stick to the template? How hard is that?
I honestly don't think we need to change too many things. Tactically, like people ask about Sanju, so right-handed up front, that kind of a things, or you think of playing 3 spinners, that kind of thing. Obviously, there are 15 players, so all those we'll discuss. I don't think at all that we need to worry about where we bat or anything. Once we have not got opening start, once you get opening start, it will be a different environment again. So we just keep trying to reinforce that we'll try and get good opening start. Abhishek start hitting few balls, start of his inning, he gets one good inning, all that, and obviously Tilak and Surya, they all, I think everyone looks in a good form. It's just that such a great momentum we had because of couple of failures, couple of early dismissals, that has changed a little. So we are trying to get it back soon as we can, and that's all we should do. I don't think anything more we need to think or do.
Sudhanshu, to your left. Kuldeep's played only 1 game in this tournament. How difficult is it to fit 2 wrist spinners into your 11, given the combination that you prefer?
I personally think it's difficult because you want, in T20 game, you want batting till 8 also. So if number 8, if you are thinking about the spinner, then you will obviously think about an all-rounder. So 7 batters, I think any team would normally prefer number 8 all-rounder or a person who can score 30-40 runs if required, because so many times on these wickets, yes, so far it's not been the case, but if you're chasing 200, 220 and if you 150 for 6, you'd think that that all-rounder can get that 20 runs and create a partnership and win you the game. So, and it's not difficult to play 2 wrist spinners. Same situation with Siraj also, he also bowled well. But end of the day only 11 can play, so you try and keep that balance what team requires and pick the best 11. So they all are obviously outstanding players, but only 11 can play. So according to the situation and according to the team balance, obviously we'll try and pick the 11.
Coach, it's not often that these players have faced the huge pressure that they're facing right now, especially playing for India. Over your career, you played some big pressure games. So what would you tell them to kind of be at their best without, being bogged down by the pressure? How do you get the best out of them, considering?
See, obviously World Cup in India, there will be pressure. I'm a big believer that any international game you play, even I have played some ordinary district game. When you go to bat now, you will feel pressure. If you don't feel that anxiety, it means you are not playing cricket. So that anxiety, you learn to deal with it from start of your career. And this is a big pressure game, obviously, when you are representing country and a World Cup in India, and a lot of expectation. But I honestly believe that for a professional, that's part of his life, and we should deal with that in a positive manner. And just because we lost one game and we not got partnership and all, people talk more about it. But I honestly think they all are good enough to handle that pressure, and we have to. If we want to win the World Cup, we have to handle that pressure. If we can't, then it's tough. And I don't believe that there is anything this team cannot handle. So it's just, I'm personally looking for that momentum. Once we start getting that momentum again, if we do it from tomorrow, I think they will be picking up at the right time. So I'm looking at that way.
Hi, Coach. So there's a stat that I'd read online that was the first loss for India in an ICC tournament in the last 826 days. So sort of flipping everything around, we tend to go all doom and gloom when India loses a match. But having said that, it's been more than 2 years since India had lost a match. So does the mood remain positive, and is India going to continue to play the brand of cricket that served them so well for the last 2 years?
Definitely we'll play the same brand of cricket. Yes, if, like I said, sometime you lose couple of quick wickets and somebody try to see off 6-8 balls, not defending, but maybe the short selection or a risk percentage shots you play. But that's about it. Otherwise, T20 game, I think we have to be very positive and play the same brand of cricket which has given us the success. And that is clearly, that is the way we will play. There won't be any difference. Yes, if wicket is different and you have to adjust to wicket like in Colombo we did, that's fine. That's part of the game. But otherwise, no, the intent and the way we play, the brand we play, the same will continue. Thank you. Thank you.
Press meet would be at 5:30 in Zimbabwe.